Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. Okay, this message is a doozy. I kind of can't believe this message is coming through, but it's coming through so clear. So I'm just going to do my part. I'm going to deliver this message in case this does resonate with whoever so that you can navigate the situation and keep yourself and your loved ones safe. I will say this, the truth is stranger than fiction sometimes, and I do feel like this is an unfortunate reality of our modern world, like dealing in online spaces. Like, it does make us more susceptible to kind of coming across people like this and energies like this. So just, I don't know, keep that in mind as we're moving through this message, because I feel like the people who are drawn in here to this message is meant to resonate with a lot of different people, but like on different levels. And there is a group here where it's like you could have been affected by this, but like on the periphery and not even known that you were kind of affected here by this. So again, take this however it resonates, because at the center of this message is this group of like ne'er-do-wells, I want to say, and I'm seeing two of them really clearly, and I can tell there's a third person in the room, but I can't really see that person. And the room that I'm seeing looks like just kind of a normal room that you would see in like a house in the suburbs. It looks like modern, clean, fresh. Like there's nothing like that seems like weird. The only thing of note that's like interesting in this room is that I'm seeing they've got these tables with like a lot of equipment on the tables. Like they have multiple computer monitors there, and they've got like a lot of tech, like gadgety kinds of equipment that I don't understand, like, cameras and things like that. And even though it's like of note, it just looks to me like these people are, gamers. They spend a lot of time in the online space. They're probably very, technically adept, good with like coding and just being just good with the internet, things like that, That's all it really looks like. And I'm hearing hidden in plain sight. And I feel like that explains like their online presence. They kind of cloak and they mask and they fit in and they're kind of hidden in plain sight. But also I feel like that's how, if you met like this group or any one of these people, that's how they would come across you. It's like hidden in plain sight. It's wolf in sheep's clothing. It's kind of Trojan horse, kind of energy, which also describes like, a computer virus or something. But again, nothing looks out of the ordinary because this is going on in a house in the suburbs, in a room that doesn't look like weird. I feel like even if you went into this house, things would look normal. I think even if you went into like this bedroom, things would look normal. This person would probably just be like, oh yeah, I'm really into gaming. Or, some of them could have like a serious photography interest or something. And it would just look, kind of like that. But I am hearing online criminal activity. I'm hearing this is a hotbed for criminal activity. What goes on here between these two people, like I said, I'm seeing these two people in this room very clearly, but I can tell there's like a third person, but the third person's energy feels different than these other two people. Like, I don't think this third person could honestly be anybody because I can't see them. It could be a child, it could be an adult, it could be an undercover police officer. Like, I don't know, but I kind of feel like this person's on the periphery. It's like they've seen things. They might not even realize that they've seen things, and they're not really like involved. And I kind of get them kind of fading in and out, like of consciousness almost maybe. So it's like, this could be a child that's like falling asleep, while these people are like seemingly online, or this could be somebody that's like, I don't know, smoking in the corner or something, or infirm. Like I said, I don't know about this third person, but these two people have this kind of like well-oiled, practiced online criminal like setup. I feel like they make money doing this, and whatever this is, it feels well-oiled to me. Almost like a business, but it's not like like a respectable way of like earning a living, but kind of like if you had a business and you were going to expand your business, it's like, well, we already do this and this. It's kind of like a natural outgrowth to also do this and this. So I feel like they kind of have their hands in multiple pots, but this feels like of criminal activity. And I think it's kind of built itself up over time. And it does feel like it's a well-oiled routine of like everybody knows their roles and like their repertoire, and there's like kind of systems almost in place. It's like, it's very like, I hate to say it, but it's like very well run. It's like very well practiced. And I definitely think there's like a scammer aspect to this. This could have even been where like everything started, where these are the people that like send you those like weird phishing emails or like text messages on your phone that tries to get you to click a link so that they can send your computer a virus or pull sensitive information from your computer, and then use it against you. I'm also hearing blackmail. This kind of reminds me of, I just heard this new word. It's like, I think it's called like schmegtortion. You know, if you guys, I'm using like, I'm not saying the actual word, right? But you can probably piece together what I mean by that. And it's where somebody tries to get really anybody, but especially like maybe elderly people or younger people that don't really know, kind of like know better, or but they try to get them to send them like an incriminating picture, or maybe they're trying to hack into a device to get that in order to blackmail somebody. And they'll tell like kids, you know, I'm going to send this to your parents and they're going to know what you did unless you send me $10. And it's like that way every single day or something like that. So this could just be a heads up that you've somehow experienced this, whether it was successful or not, because some of you maybe have like gotten scammy phone calls, but you know enough to like not answer it, you know? So this is just a reminder that strangers on the internet are not your friends. They're not your pen pals. And it's weird if someone tries to cold start a conversation with you that leads to some kind of relationship just completely out of the blue. You should be protecting yourself, and you should be wondering what someone like that is after, because they don't know a lot about you. So that, you know, just have healthy online security. It also might be a heads up to have a conversation with your kids around like healthy online activity and like what to do if something happens, and also just to let them know that they can always come to you. You would rather them talk to you about things, stranger danger, all of that stuff, right? So again, because these people cast like a wide net, because I'm hearing like Aquarius, right? So it's like there is like online activity here, but Aquarius also is like groups, and it's kind of freak flag groups here as well. So I just feel like there's some kind of unique groups that like these people could like attack online. And again, I'm hearing that hidden in plain sight. And I kind of feel like maybe tarot and like spirituality has somehow been wrapped up in these people's like weird online groups of people to like target or kind of go after. And I feel like this might be on a couple of different fronts, because I do feel like at least somebody here messes with spell work, because this is kind of like very well practiced, and that cloaking energy, I keep hearing that, like cloaking. And so I think at the very least they would be interested in like, I don't know, trying to figure out some kind of spiritual energetic means of like cloaking, but also like tempting people in, or drawing people to them, or getting people to trust them, or getting people to overlook the red flags and stuff. Like I feel like this person may well play with spell work in that kind of way, and therefore have an interest like just in tarot in and of themselves, kind of a thing. But also I think that they maybe they would be interested in targeting spiritual people. So I think for some of you it's just, you know, be aware of this, you know, because a lot of times spiritual people are very empathic, and they have less strong boundaries, and they won't call you out or tell you to knock it off. This isn't the group for that. You know, I feel like all of us are working on that. So it's just, you may need to cut somebody off or like hold some kind of strong boundary. And also if this is a stranger that just, you don't owe them an explanation, just stop talking to them, just block them. And don't dismiss the red flags here. But yeah, I do feel like there's some kind of like special groups that they go into, but it's like to target specific groups. And again, this like criminal activity, it's all like kind of integrated in. It's like one thing kind of leads to another. And there's a targeting function here that goes on, especially with this masculine, like certain parts of this are not arbitrary, which it goes into like another layer of this message where it might resonate here with some of you, where, because I feel like these people obviously exist in the world. So they exist as part of like communities or something. And they could have come across someone and targeted someone, in their life. Now it kind of gets dangerous because, or it could have even been like on one of these online spaces, and they kind of develop like a fixation or an obsession with that person, or like getting to them for like some, you know, whatever reason it would be. And then they can kind of, remember I said these people are very good online. So even if they meet somebody in regular meet space, or if they even find somebody online, then I feel like they try to follow them online, and they're good at cloaking their energy and hiding in plain sight and stalking. Basically, that's what it is. They're stalking somebody here. And that's another way that you may have actually come a cropper of this energy, where it could be that this person has a fixation on someone that is like a friend or like a family member of yours. And you want to be careful with this, because for some, it might be a child that this person has, like, you know, it could be that your child has an online presence, even if it's just they're sharing their arts and crafts videos or something, and like somebody's become obsessed, but then they target the parent to have like a relationship with, you know, it could be weird stuff like that, because I think there's dark stuff that goes on here in this group. But it could just be like somebody's developed a fixation here on somebody that you are somehow linked with, like somehow you know this person as like friend or family, and then this person becomes obsessed and it's like they want to destroy. We'll talk more about that later, but you could have been targeted because you're somehow connected with this person online. And it could be like, I don't know, like, I mean, you could just be friends with this person on like a social media account and you just happened to like comment something on, and maybe you haven't talked to this person in like 3 years, but like now this person saw it and they think that you're good friends with them. I don't know. Okay. So like, that's where you could kind of potentially resonate with this on a deeper level. And some of you, I think, have actually had like contact with this like this would be like 1 or 2, maybe 3 of you have had actual contact with this person in real life, which kind of sends a shiver up my spine. But again, it's like you would do that and just not even know that you, because this online criminal activity that this group is involved in, they keep it very much hidden. It's like they don't talk about that kind of thing. They could well have like other jobs or beards is what I'm hearing, some kind of like beard. But again, it could just be the online gaming thing that is a beard. Like, yeah, well, I'm just very interested in computers, technology, photography, or gaming. But it's, again, it's much more nefarious than that. So just keep that in mind as you're dealing with this group. Now, I feel like the reason this message is coming through, though, is because I feel like they've been caught, is what I'm kind of feeling here. And I almost think like by the time this message comes out, like their fate will have been sealed. And I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm getting. But I feel like these people have been caught in 4K. I actually think there's some kind of like video footage of these people doing something, like caught in the act. And I just heard it wouldn't be hard to do, but like I kind of feel like they have cameras around, you know, so it could be that, you know, there is some kind of like police or authority that's watching these people that have been able to hack into their network or their camera or something in order to watch and record them. Or if they're using their camera to broadcast their illegal activities in some way, like involved in something here that they're doing that's wrong, then that could have been hacked into and recorded and found out and linked back to them in some capacity. There also, for some of these people, I mean, I know this sounds like wild, but this could be a part of some kind of sting operation, because I am hearing, we have you surrounded. So if it's a part of a sting operation, it could be that this third person is an undercover cop or is somebody who has somehow gotten involved with this on the periphery, maybe thought that they were just hanging out with people that like to game and then realized that it was something different than that and worse than that, and told someone, as they should, and then somehow filmed them or got a camera in there, because there could be a secret camera in that place. Like, yeah, I just feel like they were caught. And I do think a camera is actually involved, but I'm also seeing wiring come out of the back of, especially this masculine's computer. I'm seeing the wiring that comes out of it, and I'm seeing the electricity or like data or information moving through it. Like it's being, I'm seeing it, what do you call it? I'm seeing like it, I know information doesn't like actually, you get what I'm saying. I'm just seeing information kind of come out of the back, like through the wires, but I'm seeing 4 like finger guns like come out and like almost like pointing right back at this masculine, 4 of them. So I don't know if this is like, again, an authority that's able to point something back at him. I don't know if there's 4 different things that kind of like came out, some kind of energy signature. I don't know if somehow he's changed his routine or he's changed his software or updated something, and something to do with that is like actually pointing back at him. I feel like he's been outdone, to be honest with you. And I feel like it would be hard to do because this masculine energy that I'm seeing is like actually very, very adept, very technically capable. And I feel like is very smart. Very smart, covers his tracks very well, usually, this kind of cloaking. But I'm hearing we've got you surrounded, so I feel like they've kind of picked up on this and they've been following these people for a while, or something happened here where I think these people are getting arrested and they're like getting found out, like kind of finally, and I feel like they're going to be taken in. And now let's actually look at these people, because we've kind of looked at what's going on around these people, but okay, this masculine is the ringleader for sure. And I feel like I've picked up on these people's energy before, but Spirit was kind of like helping me to piece this together. I can only get bits at a time. And this masculine, I thought was the apprentice to the feminine energy that I'm picking up on here, but I actually think he's the ringleader. Cloaking, the word cloaking comes through like very well. And I do feel these people play with spell work. like as a part of this like well-oiled machine here. So they could just be really good at like kind of cloaking their energy, but I feel like actually he's the ringleader here. I think I might have thought that she was, because I think first contact would be with this person. And I saw her giving information to this other guy. So to me, it looked like she was like the leader in this situation, but actually I think she's just doing her part of it and then kind of reporting back to him. So again, I don't know if that's even important, but take that however it resonates. But I do feel like he's actually the ringleader here, and he's got a very cold energy. Like it's scary cold. It's very cruel. It's almost like it's pure air energy, very logical, no conscience, no emotions. He's actually very volatile beneath the surface, but I feel like he does a good job of kind of like cloaking it, but only it's very thin, like his ability to cloak. So he might stay quiet, or he might repeat kind of the same things over and over again, or try to stay on different topics. I think he kind of relies on this feminine energy, maybe other people, to kind of communicate or do the talking for him, so he comes off normal, or so he doesn't have to do much talking, so he's not at risk of like lashing out. There's heavy misogyny in this man's space. Heavy misogyny. There's hatred just in general. And also there's a weird thing with children. Like there's a, I don't know what that is. There's a weird fixation with children. There's something here to do with, it's bad. And he has just like this very cold energy. He feels unloved, and I definitely think this is like a childhood wound. I mean, this man could have been raised by a psychopath. That could be genetically in his like bloodline. But it's whatever it is, it's made him, it's ironic because he's coming through almost entirely air energy. Like there's nothing else like kind of rounding him out. Very King of Swords. He's almost like, the image I get for this guy is if he were a spaceship, right? Like think about the sleek, kind of high-tech, cold, hard, shiny surfaces of like a spacecraft. And I'm seeing, and then it's set to, like against the stark background of space, which is like a vacuum, and I'm seeing like there's a hole in the spaceship where like everything is kind of getting vacuumed out like into space. And I kind of feel like that's a metaphor for this man's like auric field. There could, I don't know, well be like a hole in the auric or something, but it's causing this air energy to like whip around. But not only that, it's like to be suctioned out, but it's causing an immense amount of like chaos and destruction like internally, which is why I'm saying like he's very volatile and he can't find like really any stability in his energy. I don't know what would cause like a hole in the auric like that. I really don't know. Trauma or I don't know, something here. And I feel like empaths can get drawn into this person's space because there is just kind of, I think they can seem normal at first, but it's just so calculating, and they're trying to take advantage of you, and they're trying to get like information. I feel like there's a bit of a jumping the gun kind of chomping at the bit. Not very good at foreplay, probably on more levels than one, or like coaxing or working you up to that. It's like they're trying to always get to the end result kind of thing, like with this masculine. But you'd almost get the sense that if you could just plug up that hole, well, everything would be fine and everything would calm down and all the air would stop moving around in a chaotic way, and then you could get your bearings and he could get his bearings and see straight and notice things and talk, and now you've got traction. And I think that's true, but I'm telling you, you don't want to get anywhere near this masculine, because the odds of you doing that, it's like just, it kind of, those claw games like in grocery stores and stuff where it's like put 50 cents in and you can win a bear. It looks easy, it looks like very tempting, but the way, it's not easy. And that's kind of something similar going on with this masculine, where he has no conscience. It's so cold, and he feels justified in doing this. Honestly, it's giving the type of person that does some kind of mass event, to be honest. Mass like tragic event in like a crowd. I feel like you get what I'm saying. That's what it's, and it's because it's kind of like, I want to get your attention. I want to give a message. Nobody's ever loved me, and so like F you kind of thing, like, justified kind of energy. But I just feel like whatever happened to this masculine, he feels unloved, and it could be by someone in particular. Like he could have felt rejected by a love interest. If she rejected him, I honestly feel for a lot of these masculines, she rejected his volatility. Like he could have felt rebuffed by her, and she rejected his volatility. I don't think that there's anything like any trait that he has or anything outside of that she would have rejected. I think he was very volatile towards her kind of thing. And so he wants her to hurt. And I think, yeah, I'm really getting that. And he's obsessed with her and may well target like her friends and family in order to destroy things or to get to her, to make her pay, to make her cry, to make her sad. And I'm seeing this female, like maybe doesn't even know that she's like targeted by this person. And I'm seeing her just be very confused because I think that she's like warm and loving and would make a connection with this masculine, but she would expect to have a, to be respected. Like, she can love him is what I'm hearing. But if she only feels platonic towards him, then she would love him on a platonic level. And he's got to be able to accept that because, most of us have one romantic relationship in our life. It's a very exclusive thing for everybody, for every single person. And being rejected happens to everybody. We all got to get where we're going. And there's just no respect and there's no remorse, like coming from this masculine's like side of things. But I feel like this all well could be going on around her and she just like doesn't really even like know. But it also could be like a parent, but he does not feel loved. But I do feel like there's a fixation energy, like on someone here, like, well, you don't love me. Like, I'm going to get your attention one way or the other, like, kind of a thing. And I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. Anyways, so that's this masculine, very cold energy, technical. It's Mars, it's like there is a technical ability here. And then there's this feminine energy. And keep in mind, like, this is the way it's coming across to me, like in my mind, like very metaphorical. It doesn't have to be their gender. Like, this could be two men, this could be two women. The genders could be kind of like flipped on this. But the intelligence, I feel like, is what I'm picking up on. Like this technical ability with this masculine, it's like it is to do with the internet and gadgets and cloaking his energy and cookies and, coding and stuff like that, right? But this other energy that I'm picking up on that's feminine actually looks very normal to me. And because I didn't mention this, but this masculine looks like an anime character, which I think is a part of the cloaking. So there could be something to do with anime, like he might like anime or can like cloak with anime. He could pretend to like anime, although I do think there's like an actual interest in that or something. Anime, there's something with anime with him, but he's looking to me like an anime character. So I don't know if he romanticizes himself in his head and says like, I'm this like anime character. And I have heard that there's quite a bit of misogyny in anime, and this man is misogynistic, and probably it could be a trigger if a woman is just a woman. Like, how women are humans. People tend to forget that. No, but like this, if this woman acted as a full human, which she is, so she's likely to do, it could potentially be a trigger here for this masculine, who just doesn't feel like she should have any autonomy or say so in her own life. He just wants to control her. He just wants her to be like a little Barbie doll, So anyways, going back to this feminine energy, this feminine is coming through like normal. I'm seeing her wear like just like nice jeans and a white shirt, and she looks normal, and I feel like this person, they have that more feminine intelligence of like the communication and the sending of the messages and the catfishing. That's kind of what it feels like. Somebody that is, and this could be a man or it could be a woman. I think for most of you it is a woman. But I feel like this person is funny because I feel like she thinks that she's the Bonnie to his Clyde kind of thing. And I think she wants his attention. And I think that she maybe didn't get enough attention as a child, like from a father figure or something, because it's like the fact that he's cruel and that he's cold and that he's preoccupied elsewhere is kind of like a trigger for her. That is what's kind of causing her to crave his attention and trying to get his attention and his approval and to be next to him. And I think she does want him to see her in a schmegsual way. There very well could be a schmegsual relationship going on here. And she wants to seem cool and on the level and enticing to him. So that's why she's wrapped up in all of this, because I actually don't think this feminine energy would be involved like in criminal activity. Has no, like she's fully bought in. Like she's not questioning her morals. She's not questioning her conscience or her behavior. She's just so focused, I think, on the love aspect, the Bonnie and Clyde, the getting his attention. I think she knows that that the tech and stuff is like a third party. Like he's just so focused on his online activities and stuff. It's like a third party in their relationship, and she gets jealous of that. And she may well know that he's fixated on this on this other feminine energy here. But I think he's lying about this feminine energy. I think that he is, he's saying that he's fixated on her because he's angry, and he is, but it's because he has a problem. But it's because he likes her, and he actually is. And I think this third party kind of knows this and is jealous, but maybe thinks that this guy doesn't have a chance, or like, I don't know. This is a very weird dynamic, and everybody here I feel like wants to be cool and finally to be seen or to finally fit in. It's just they're going about it in like incredibly destructive ways. And I do think, okay, so this So that's that feminine energy. She's like the person who sends the messages, I think, or communicates, or, you know, seems like she is the girlfriend to the grandpa, you know, because she can keep that up. You know, she's more social and believable in that capacity. But I mean, I don't want to say she's warm or like empathetic, because look what she's doing on a daily basis. And she's going to be confronted with that because these people are like getting caught, right? Like they're getting called out, and that she's going to be confronted with that. We'll talk about that here in a second. But this third person that I'm not seeing, that's like kind of sitting in the corner, I feel like is coming in on her side. So if this is a child, it's like, because she's the one that I think has healthy relationships. Like this guy doesn't really. He's kind of that loner, kind of cold, detached type, you know? But yeah, so it could be her child. It could be a friend that she's somehow attached to that she brings along, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Could be somebody elderly that she's looking after. I don't know. Because this third person, I'm seeing them kind of go in and out of consciousness. They could fall asleep a lot. Again, if it's a child, or I don't know. So anyways, I feel like they are getting busted. And as they're getting arrested, though, I am seeing this female energy kind of like say, I'm not a criminal. And I feel like she's going to really she's going to have, I think, like some kind of an awakening or an epiphany about herself and her actions. Because what she means by that, it's like very much the difference of the feminine energy and the masculine energy within each of us. Because I feel like when she says like, well, I'm not a criminal, it's like she's tapping into her feminine side, the side of her that is that being energy. And she is not a criminal. You know, like she's not interested in that at all. Like she's not trying to be a criminal. She's, you know, she wouldn't be if she wasn't fixated with this. Basically, she has healing to do because she's fixated on this masculine, and, you know, she wants his attention because basically I feel like she was abandoned or ignored or neglected in her early years, and she's taking it out on him, and she thinks if she could just get his attention and his love, and, you know, that would heal that wound. But basically she's unhealed, and it's caused her to wake up and choose criminal every single day and do criminal every single day. And so she says to herself, like, well, I'm not a criminal. I can't believe this is happening. I think this is like a real tower moment. It's like a real epiphany. It's a real look in the mirror. I'm seeing like the mug shot, you know, it's a real look in the mirror at herself and how far she's fallen and who she's gotten wrapped up with. It's a wake up call. It's like spirit just doused her with like cold water of like, look at yourself, woman, get yourself together. It might be a little bit too late because I think she's participated in quite a bit of criminal activity here. So she may be serving some kind of jail sentence. And the whole time I feel like she's going to be reflecting on who she is. Who am I? I do think she's going to have a spiritual epiphany. I do think she's going to have some kind of like spiritual awakening where she has to come to terms with herself and, my God, like I got involved in this to this level. I did this to these people for so long. I was so wrapped up in this. I didn't even question what I was doing. And it was all over like chasing this man, you know, this. And I thought that we were so cool and whatever. Cause it's like she knows it's like this rebel energy, but it's like stuck in like high school or something. And it's this like very immature ideal of love, of like leather jackets and like, you know, it kind of reminds me of that movie Drive Me Crazy. Remember that movie? Like back in like the early 2000s. Like the opening scene where it's like they put the orange tinted water in the sprinklers and it's like cool because everybody's just a sheeple. Like, you know, it's kind of like that. And she like really bought into this. But the irony is she's a sheeple because she was just following him blindly. She's the sheeple. Like it's this projection like, oh, well, these people are all sheeple and they just deserve it. And I do feel like there's a lot of negative rhetoric that goes on here between these two of they're just the sheeples and they're the, you know, whatever. But again, this man is unhealed. And just wow, off course here. And she is actually like following him. Yeah. So this is ironic. I don't know that this man will ever be healed. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. This was like a lot though, right? This is a lot. I feel like I've been talking for so long, but somehow I feel like you've gotten wrapped up in this because they do target certain groups that they think might be susceptible to their crimes or their games, their criminality that might not be good online or could be empathetic or sensitive to a sob story or eager to make connections. Yeah, they do target like certain groups. And so you could have been in one of these groups, and one of these groups might be like spiritual community, tarot community, online community. Some of you are readers though, and you are no nonsense readers. You are readers that will tell someone when someone's energy is off, and you will tell them to hold someone accountable. And this person would have a real problem with that because they could have followed somebody that they're trying to dupe like in real life. They could be just following their activity, monitoring them online, and they found that they were watching you and that you were basically calling them out, and then they hate you for that and just like want to lash out, you know, and then they want to, yeah. So, okay, I feel like that's what I'm getting. Please be careful and have conversations with your kids and just revamp your online security. Yeah, you know, VPNs, making sure you're not giving out your numbers and stuff to people. It's not cute. These people aren't your friends. The world is a very real place. Yeah. Okay. That's what I got. If that resonates, I'm so deeply sorry. But please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.